Good job, buddy. T1 right there.
Good evening, Internet. Welcome to Season 21, Year 20 of the No-Toad Racing League. Xfinity ran Homestead last night to determine their champion. There was sliding around, there was some beating around, there was some banging around, and it's our turn tonight. We go for a champion. Will Roy Hyde, who is currently underneath some, we're going to call it some healthy weather that has already bumped him offline once, is that going to play a factor? As you see everybody spinning in the backstretch, we're not running at dirt tonight. We're running at Miami Homestead to determine a champion. We have got a three-dog fight for the win here. We've got Roy Hyde ahead of Oliver Turan by 1 point and 9 points back to Jason Benson. We've got a litany of issues of who can do this, who can do what, this, that, and the other. What will end up with a champion to be crowned in just over 90 minutes from now. Speaking of the big three, we've got Roy Hyde on the left. He has a win on the season. He has 7 top 5s and 10 top 10s. These are done with one of the 2 drop weeks already figured in. We've got the 002 there of Oliver Turan. That is 2 wins, 7 top 5s, 10 top 10s. And then, Sticky Fingers himself. Is Jason Benson going to come up and somehow steal this championship? He's got a little work and a little luck he needs. However, as we watch him spin around there off the end of the pit entry, he has got every bit as much of a mathematical shot to win this as the other 2 do to lose it. He's got a win on the season. He's got 8 top 5s and 11 top 10s. So this shows you consistency is what gets you to the top, and these guys have been nothing if they haven't been consistent all year. Pop that off there for everybody. We're going to get some sound turned up. We're watching the end of practice. This is a new pit road camera we've got. I'm going to take a couple of flip arounds, and I'm going to have Kyle step in and give you guys some knowledge on the drop weeks and a couple of the scenarios we're looking at going into tonight.
Yeah, so tonight we have a kind of an interesting situation here because it's not a straight points fight. We have kind of a points ceiling that someone can kind of hit based on their races throughout the year. So we're gonna see some interesting situations here, and there's only a couple guarantees I can give you. But to keep it simple, we have Roy Hyde, Oliver Turan, and Jason Benson are our 3 title contenders here. In a championship scenario for Roy Hyde, if he wins, he is the champion. No, it doesn't matter about bonus points. Doesn't matter, if we get a tiebreaker. It's physically impossible for him to get tied if he wins the race. Same thing applies for Oliver Turan. They're listed at 1 point apart, but due to the drop weeks, they are essentially tied on points. So if Oliver wins, Oliver is the championship. No ifs, ands, or buts, he is the champion. Oliver is the driver who will get the tiebreaker. The tiebreakers are wins. For us to have them tie on wins, Roy would have to win, but as I said earlier, if Roy wins the race, it is impossible for Oliver to tie or surpass him in points. So Oliver will win if it is a tiebreaker. Outside of that, it's going to come down to, who's going to have the biggest points total. So we could see Oliver finish behind Roy and score more points than him due to, the fastest lap bonus, leading the most laps, or, leading a lap, kind of adding to that total, and have him finish behind Roy and vice versa. Our third place driver here has a bit of a longer shot here. His championship scenarios are not what he needs to do to win. It's what will happen to mathematically keep him away from the championship. Jason Benson, if Roy or Oliver finish in the top 3, it is mathematically impossible for him to win the championship. And then also if Roy or Oliver score 34 points or more, he will not win the championship. So Jason really needs a really, really good night tonight in the 42 car here. Maybe get a max points, 43 points of 40 for the win, 1 point for leading a lap, 1 point for leading the most laps, and 1 point for having the fastest lap. And then kind of hoping for, some fillers in between him and Oliver and Roy to get the championship here. So we have 3 people here, and we practically have a dead heat between the front 2 guys.
Yep, and there's a lot of things that are going to be able to sway. And we were talking all afternoon, the slickness of the track, the ornery temperament of the ARCA car, just the general lack of respect that these cars have for the people who drive them. That in and of itself is going to create problems. And there's Sid doing some loop-de-loops down the backstretch, and Oliver, wow, Ollie missed him. Don't burn that luck up before the race. But now we're going to be looking at bonus issues of Roy having weather in the area. That's a real concern, because that's something you can't do anything with. He gets bumped out, and now it's a 2-horse race between Benson and Oliver.
Yeah, and that's something that I think we can. He did join back. Everything's fine. Looks like it, but yeah, no, if it'd be good explanation if something did happen, but kind of keep our eyes on the prize of the positive here, and just kind of focus on us having a good race here, and not get too worried about a potential weather issue.
Yeah, I just say as we were in there and it popped him off, and that's something to keep a lookout for. Also, something else, the danger camera is what I'm calling this one. This is, there's a cone hanging out right where it shouldn't be anyhow. We've got a cone sitting on the end of pit road. This is basically from about the 34th pit stall. If you start at the beginning, just count backwards. I didn't want to be next to somebody's pits, but man, we saw a lot of rear brake last night with the ARCA car, or the Xfinity car. The ARCA car isn't necessarily dissimilar in that, as you put a little rear brake in to help these things turn. However, that makes it a royal adventure when you're trying to get on pit road, and we saw more than one car stuff the nose into the concrete wall on the right side of your picture. So we did a little readjusting. We're going to see if we can find anybody bumping and banging into walls and whatnot. We're going to flip this back over here, pop back up here, and we're going to go back in points and run these back through while we're going through doing qualifying. Getting in, because there's more than just 3 people here. Al Corey, he's pretty solid, looking pretty well. He's probably got 4th locked up over Dustin Barton, unless something major happens. Rob Hottenbach, who is rocking the old Die Guard Bobby Allison Miller scheme, which is just one of my all-time favorite paint schemes. He's sitting 6th in points. He's got 15 points over Sid, who told me just flat out he's been cheating all season. That's why he's so high in points. Mike Koravu and John Crutchley, the Nodge, they are tied. So we're going to break a tie tonight one way or the other. Joe David round out top 10. Got Chris Harrison sitting in 11th. Nick Biddy in 12th. JB, John Barton, 13th, lucky number 13. It's actually Dustin Barton's number, but we won't tell him. Matt Pirosini, who's had some internet issues, have put him out of a couple races back in 14th. Rocket Johnny Brugg starting 15th, or in 15th position. We got James Lawson in 16th. I think I tried to call him Matt again. Josh Kerner, Michael McCuskey, Tyler Merritt, and Kenny Sutherland rounding out the top 20 in points. For 20 years, the Toads have been racing, and most of those years, including this is the car they've raced. So nobody that runs with the Toads has anything but memories of running this car. And we're going to take him around one more time. And how many laps and tires we got for tonight, Kyle?
Some perfect timing there. Just put my headset on. We're gonna run 125 laps tonight. We have 3 sets of tires, and we're looking at about a somewhere around the 38 to 40 lap fuel window. But yeah, going back there to talk about some point stuff. Interesting to note here for Al Corey. Al Corey technically, I haven't done the math completely with kind of how many cars we have in the race and whether it's possible or not. Could jump up into third in the standings. Absolute best case scenario for him would be tying with Oliver for second, but he would lose the tiebreaker due to wins. Yeah, but we could see, Jason Benson and Oliver Turan, drop down to, third and fourth in the standings tonight. So even though we might not have we might not cover it all that much, or we probably won't cover it during the broadcast, we could see some bit of a shakeup here for the championship, but not at the top, just between the three. Well, not at the. We will have a shakeup at the top with the three drivers in contention for the championship. Just there's still a lot of movement for these drivers to where we could see some, somebody drop 2 places and gain a couple in this top 10.
Right, and being the grand finale, these are the 3 we're going to be talking about. We're going to be keeping eyes and ears peeled for this. We're really looking for the triple-digit boys, the 305, the 002, and we're just going to pretend like maybe there's a 0 in the front on Benson's car. The 42, they're the 3 that are going to get the attention because they're the 3 that are either going to be first, second, and third at the end of the night in some order, or they're going to be first, second, and fourth. I mean, this is where everything hinges on, and we'll be scrambling to do math if all of a sudden Raptor pulls out to a big lead and is leading every single lap, right?
Yeah, Raptor. Like I said, best case scenario for Raptor is he can tie for second, but he's going to lose that tie, so he'll finish third in the standings. But yeah, it's all up for grabs here. It's very, very close. A lot of scenarios here. A couple possible scenarios where we could have a 3-way tie for the championship, which would be very interesting. But definitely, I think we could see a situation kind of like a Carl Edwards, Tony Strait, where we have come down to the last couple laps and it ties, and then we go to the tiebreaker, which would be won by Oliver Turan. So I'd expect it to be close here at the end of the race, and I'm going to try my best to keep track of who's leading laps and who gets the fastest lap.
Yep, I spent a good deal of time this afternoon flipping everything I could, and the SDK software does me a lot of stuff. One thing it doesn't do is tell me how many laps people have led. Not real sure how we pull that off, but or I guess how we don't pull that off. But we're going in here with the starting lineup for the championship from Homestead Miami. John Creedler sitting there on the pole. P1 on the outside is Johnny Rocket himself. We got Dustin Barton with a Daytona USA paint scheme in third. We got Ollie sitting here in fourth. We've got Matt Piercini in fifth. We've got Al Corey in sixth. We've got Mike Corvu in seventh. Got Rob Hottenbach in eighth. Roy Hyde sitting in ninth. Got Sarge parked in 10th. Willie Whitaker is starting 11th. Benson is starting 12th. Got Sid starting 13th. Kyle Rusinko is in 14th. And sure I got that wrong. Marshall Harris in 15th. Alex Goff. John Nodge Crutchley. James Lawson. AJ Benish. And John Barton starting shotgun on the field tonight.
Yeah, we got 3 first-timers for this season. We got Kyle Rusinko. I know him pretty well. He runs a Car of Tomorrow League on Wednesdays. I've competed in that. Got to race around him. Really clean, really nice guy. Has a cool name. Yep. We got Marshall Harris, who's making his first start of the season in the ARCA series. Never seen him around here. He's not competed this year, like I said, so be interesting to see what he can do. And then first time this year, AJ Benish in the ARCA cars.
All right, we have got engines fired. Got cars rolling on the track.
So this is going to be a night race here compared to our Xfinity Series last night for the championship there. So this is going to be night, but it's also pretty cloudy out, so we're not going to have that like high temperature. We're going to have a little bit of assisted grip here with the lower temperatures. So this is going to be interesting here to kind of see how this ebbs and flows as we see the field coming off of turn 2 here.
Alright, we'll get some onboard shots looking around here. We're riding here with Al Corey at Rafter. He's sitting there in 7th. The pit entry that we will see here, I actually watched a pace car come in, is they'll just be able to turn down from there. They do not have to take and go all the way around. So it is a just kind of hang a real tight left. Call it good. You don't have to take that entry road. Now on the way out, you do of course have to take the exit road. We're under green. We've got the 1 and the 99 fighting it out. We got Johnny taking Creedler on the high side down to the back stretch. Got the black and green car battle. We've got the all too familiar sound of cars rubbing the wall. Got Dustin Barton's 3 wide. His leader's gonna just hang out here side by side.
Yeah, Johnny Brugg leading lap 1. Got to keep track of these laps here to kind of see where we're going to stack here with the championship. Because if Johnny Brugg gets the most laps led here, that's going to really impact the championship.
There goes the Rocket Man. Heading on around. Decide he's just gonna hang out up front. He likes it up there. So that's where he is going to decide to spend his time.
Yeah, with our with these tires here, you're gonna see extreme fall off. We have 3 sets, so if you're gonna try to go risky here and kind of put your eggs in a basket, I think you could see somebody like Jason Benson here. Maybe try to put a strategy together where you kind of save a set. It's gonna be really hard to do that, but if he can save a set here at the end of the race and gets a late race yellow, you could see him fly back up through the field on those fresh tires and just kind of potentially put himself in a situation where he could end up being the champion. So yeah, we're gonna try our best to keep up here, but we have currently Roy Hyde in about 10th place, and he is super behind Oliver Turan, who's in 3rd place. So yeah, Roy's gonna have to kind of get on it here and kind of hopefully get a good run going. But yeah, if anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be Roy.
Yeah, you've got running order, of course, scrolling across the top for kind of everybody but you, the way we've got you set up. Hyde is showing 11th, Benson showing 13th, and Ollie is showing us 3rd place. Of course, there's that somewhat delicate balance of, running too hard versus running hard enough and burning tires up, and, you're going to burn them up too much, this, that, the other. We also saw last night some short pitting going on, and when you had that short pitting, it was worth, I think it was about lap 35 it stopped, and it was worth 1.5 seconds a lap. It was a massive difference. Of course, you being the first one on pit road means you're going to be laps down. If somebody else doesn't have a good entry and, hits the old danger cam right here, we're going to end up stuck a lap down. So, there's a lot of gambling and a lot of this should work, this could work that goes into Miami. This place isn't Talladega. You're not going to see them 3 and 4 wide and 5 rows deep. That's not what Homestead is. But it is a really good strategy track, and it is flat out hard to get around this place.
Yeah, one of the things that really aids in that difficulty is just the angle of the corner. It doesn't have that aiding of a tri-oval or a quad oval where it kind of constricts that radius of the corner. You have a straightaway, and then you have a corner, and then you have another straightaway, and then a corner, instead of having like an angled entry into it. Oh, as we see Al Corey on the wall in the back here.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I heard it, but really didn't see who it was until everybody caught him.
Good job there, Gary.
So yeah, we've got some movement going. Nobody's really gained a ton or lost a ton. Willie Whitaker has dropped 7 spots. He's showing 18th right now. AJ Benish has gained 6 up to 13th. Kyle has gained 4. Rusinko, not you, Kyle. But that's showing Al's only dropped 3 spots with that. He was, of course, he was making way forward, which, that's not going to help. But it doesn't look like it's really doomed him too bad. It looks like Corvu is stuck to the wall.
Yeah, Mike Corvu kind of getting that rear fender flare out, kind of just getting him stuck in the wall there.
Okay, it looked like it was doing bad things. We'll do a flip through here. We got
We got problems in the back.
Oh, that's Sarge.
Yeah, it looks like Gary was just kind of chilling there on the backstretch. I don't know if, that looks just like a bad case there of someone's coming down a little bit, someone's coming up a little bit. Gary could have been closer to the wall, but Al could have gave him more room there, and they just kind of hooked each other. That's a unfortunate deal there, and kind of an unforced deal there.
Yeah, boy, was that payback for last week.
Not sure what happened there, Gary.
Because the shoes were on the other feet last week with this move.
Yeah.
Oh, man, they barely moved. I just watched that on board, and there was a little bit of a bobble, and they were together. Just inches.
So you're going to see a lot of people here pit, but the important thing is, are they going to pit for tires? Because it's just as we see Sid Kashishian is going to stand out here, so Sid Kashishian is probably going to lead the lap here. Or lead a lap here.
Yes, got some damage on the old 28. And Jaguar's car has seen better days.
Yeah, fortunately he's going to have a fast repair that he can use, but I think this is going to help people with fuel. We were kind of sitting awkwardly with the fuel there, and we're kind of sitting tight on tires too, so I think saving a set here is going to be really, really difficult. It all depends on when the cautions come out, and kind of, as we see, we had 2 people disconnect from the race there. We had John Barton disconnect, and we had Matthew Parasini disconnect.
Oh man, wonder if we got that Canadian internet going on.
We had that net code last week.
Boy. So now Sid's coming in. He just stayed out to get a bonus point, and that was a pretty good blink heading into the pits, which Willie Whitaker is going to roll through here. Now he's going to get credit for leading the lap and also be sitting out front of Johnny Rocket. Well, I guess he'll be to the inside of him. We got Creedler. All right. Oliver Turan is sitting in 4th. Flip on through. We can get back here to 7th position is Roy Hyde. 8th is Al Corey. Jason Benson sitting there behind him in 9th. Then we got our newcomer. I'm going to call him Pepsi Kyle. I'll come up with something better. We've got Benish.
I think we're both Pepsi people.
Pepsi's fine. It could be just because I'm Iowa. I don't know. Goff, then there's Sarge way back there. Sid has made his stop and is in the back. Was this the same lap that we had the caution last night in the Xfinity race?
No, I believe we had a caution a little bit later. I do remember it being kind of late enough to where we started seeing tires come into play. So I think it was probably about lap 20 or so. But development here, Parasini just connected. I think he's only a lap down here. He's not moving yet. So if he can get going here, he can get back in contention for this race. Just unfortunate deal there with the connection loss, packet
It's
loss.
showing out. Yep, he is starting to roll. Well, all right. Well, so we got one back anyway. And we got people trying to figure out who's running where, and there we go. Get back up to the front. The lights are out on the pace car, so we're gonna roll around here down the back stretch, rack them up, start again, and 110 laps to go. Well, if you split, so if you just took the tires there, you're at basically 56 laps. We can't make 56 laps on fuel, so yeah, that'd have been a bad idea to take tires, I think. But I don't win a lot of these, so who knows?
Yeah, I think it's a beyond stupid decision to take tires there, to be frank. But I think it's just a fuel thing there. Because if that could potentially stress your fuel out to where you can get more comfortable on your tires, your fuel and tire strategy later in the race.
Yeah, and yeah, everybody but Willie obviously made pit stops. Get the green flag out and see if he can hold his own against Johnny Rocket and Oliver Turan and Creedler here, all surrounding him like a hungry pack of wolves. And the answer is no for Johnny Rocket, because he gone in a hurry. Johnny's got places to go, and them places is the backstretch, and then down on into turn 3. We got Oliver Turan, Creedler, and Whitaker are going to go 3 wide, and the camera decided to not follow that. I don't know why, because we just about probably had issues there. 99 slid up, 37 was sliding up, and Oliver's up top just probably screaming quietly to himself. See those 3 spots behind there, that green car with the checkers across the bottom? That is Roy Hyde, so he's right there in striking distance, being able to watch this. We can jump on and basically get a pretty good idea of what he's seeing through this. Because, if they wreck, he's close enough, he's going to get into it.
Yeah, a lot of hard racing here. I mean, this track's very it's kind of like an Atlanta kind of deal where your lines you can run, but there is kind of a preferred groove that you can make work, and where the speed is at. You're going to see a lot of people kind of stick to the bottom here, but it's kind of really hard to get that pass done on the bottom here because you're not going to be able to wash straight off to the wall on exit. So I think you're going to see a lot of people run the high line there, but if you kind of run the high line the entire race, I think you're going to overheat that right rear and potentially cost yourself some lap time later in the run.
Yep, and we've got Benson trying to make way. He's going to go ahead and try and get while the getting's good and everybody's all bunched up together. I mean, they're easier to pass when they're closer together, but, the problems multiply when everybody's all side by side.
Yeah, Roy Hyde here is recovering. Roy is he was down to 11th, I think, at one point. He's up to 7th currently. We have Oliver Turan currently sitting 2nd, so that's your championship update with Jason Benson in 11th place here. So, yeah, Jason, I think, is just kind of in a spot where he needs to just make a bold call here, kind of put it all out in a line and hopefully come out with a lucky caution or something that might benefit him and see him kind of blow by everybody here and steal a win. As I see Gary Sargent in the back kind of hitting the apron a little bit.
Yep, I was leading you on there, letting you go. There's another 1 car on here. This Bass Pro Shops car is the number 88. Looks like we've got the custom paints on there and didn't let it override, so just so we know, we don't actually have 2 of the same number up here. Willie, that restart has done pretty well for him. He has basically stayed up there where he was and just kind of rolling along with it.
Yeah, the thing for him, though, is it's going to force his hand with strategy. He's going to be restricted on fuel, so we're going to probably see him, potentially, when he pits, kind of pit earlier than everyone else if it goes green here, and see him just kind of get that, 10, 15 lap run on fresher tires that he's going to be able to get out and build a big lead. But then, you know, whoever's in first place on the second strategy is going to just catch him majorly towards the end of the run, and, you know, at some point would probably more than likely blow by him. And then he's on a deficit on fuel here. I think we were pretty close on making it on kind of on cutting out a stop. So I think everyone here that didn't pit, so that would be everyone except Willie, is going to be in a hard spot here with fuel.
Yeah, there's just basically a pack, and that's just something we don't see a whole lot of here. We'll watch these guys roll through here. The camera angles here, they must being a little later added in tracks that they actually took some time and put several different camera angles in with iRacing, so you can get a lot of good looks of stuff here. A lot of angles you don't normally see that are just, you know, kind of the big and wides, but then you get stuff like this where it's like, yeah, you know, if I had a little wider shot it would be good, and you don't.
Man, just had a close call there with Dustin Barton and Mike Koravu. Koravu kind of got into the corner there a little hard, and Dustin was going to the corner a little easy there, and Koravu did a good job of not running over Barton there entering the corner. But yeah, no, yep. I think you're talking about this track packing. I think that's a product of it just being difficult to pass, because the defensive line is to run the high line to get that momentum, but that inside line is very, 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 you know, it's preferred, so you can use it for getting lap time, but you're really gonna have a hard time passing somebody down there. So it's just, you're gonna have situations where people are gonna get stuck, and we're gonna kind of see everybody pack up.
Yep, which is I mean, I like that kind of a mixed bag. I mean, it helps us. I mean, we got people around on top of each other the whole time, but we got Piercini showing that he has crashed. Check out and see what we got going on here.
Oh yeah, he got loose coming off of turn 4 there and spun. I don't think he hit the inside wall, but no, he just he got dead sideways there, and he's on the part of the track where it's not going to bring up a caution. So yeah, unfortunate there for him, but lucky for the field there to not get another caution and kind of put another wrench in the strategy.
Yeah, he stopped it with really nothing going on. Man, that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, the ARCA cars are, you know, the car that's the more snappy, less predictable one, especially when the tires are cold. So yeah, if it's going to happen anywhere, yeah, it's just, we got some hard racing here as you see Alex Goff getting into the wall. Ooh, Mike Koravu getting loose off the corner there. Does he save it? He saved it. That was a good job there by Koravu.
Yeah, we just switched off him to check up front. I'm not exactly sure why Brugg and up here that actually that says Cooper. It's for some reason trying to superimpose my name in first. Just because I'm number one in the hearts and minds of everybody here. But Brugg is leading on the tower. Cradler is second. Oliver Tran's running third. And Hyde is running fifth as our first 25 laps is done. So our first of 5 chapters is over. So now we work on the second chapter of 25 laps. And right now, this book to be written, it is the book of Oliver Tran's to lose.
Well, yeah, I mean, right now we're seeing Roy Hyde get back up here. He's making a pass on Robert Hottenbach for 4th place. He's on the inside. It looks like he's going to clear him coming off the corner. Gets really close there with Hottenbach. But yeah, Roy up now to 4th place if Hottenbach doesn't get the bottom of the stick there and make it difficult for Roy. But yeah, now we got the championship 1-2. 1-2 in the championship, sitting 3-4 on the track. So yeah, this is going to be close, especially if they start getting up there and they start leading laps. And you know, if one of them has the fastest lap, you know, we could see a close championship here. But at the moment, Oliver Turan sitting pretty here in front. He would be your champion if the race ended now. But we have, like you said, we're just in the second chapter of 25 laps. 25 lap stints in our 125 lap race, so got a while to go to figure that out.
Like, that was a weird sound coming out of Oliver's car. It almost sounded like he was literally pedaling it as Roy Hyde is getting bigger and bigger in the rearview mirror. And that back with Ollie being up front with 1 point difference right now, they're tied. So, if we'll beat that one like a dead horse. If it were to end right now, they'd be tied. Oliver owns the tiebreaker. He's your champion.
No. Oliver, with how the drop weeks works, they're outscoring their drop week. So Oliver, going into this race, they're essentially tied with how drop weeks works as long as they outscore their worst result. So currently at the moment, they aren't tied. Oliver is ahead by 1 point.
Oh, well, there we go.
They are virtually tied as long as they do not finish, I believe, if they do not score less than 25 points for Oliver or 26 points for Roy.
Okay, so see, and while you were busy doing all the homework, I was busy screwing off playing with camera angles.
Yep, I'm the one with the spreadsheet. You're the one that has the pretty camera.
I've got a lot of things I can click here. Whoa, Piercy!
Oh!
And he's taking Sarge with him. Oh, man.
Unfortunately there for Gary. Gary hits the inside wall.
The car looks to be okay. Holy monkeys. Alright, let's take a look here and see if, here goes Piercini by. Got a good run. Gets a wicked wobble. And hey Sarge, how's it going? And around we go. Yeah, I mean, I
looks like
don't
it
want to
was...
say he stuffed it in there, but I mean, honestly, neither car looks real bad. Actually, they don't look bad at all. Sarge's nose really doesn't look bad. Man, he might have got away with one there.
I think he's got a little bit of damage, but I don't think we're going to see a large repair time there. We're going to see everyone pit here, but it's really interesting. We can go 38 laps on fields. Do we have people taking tires here? If you're somebody like Benson and you're just trying to go for something crazy here that might put you on a different strategy, I would recommend not taking tires here. But if you take tires here, you're going to just blow by everybody here after you get a decent run on your tires. So it's just this is probably a very ill-timed caution, as we're going to see Jason Benson stay out.
Yeah, and I mean at this point he's pretty well just going all the points he can find, which I definitely probably go with that. That it's not a bad plan.
Yeah, he just led a lap. That is hugely important for the championship. He needs to get as many bonus points and needs to get as best of a finish as he can. So he probably is going to come down here next time, pit, get fuel, maybe take tires or maybe not take tires. If I was him, I would probably not take tires here just to kind of go on that aggressive strategy. But, if you don't take tires here, we're going to look at Benson's lap times here during the race. Beginning, first lap completed. His fastest lap in the beginning was on lap 4. It was at 34 seconds. Last time by, 34.4. So drop off actually is not that bad. So this is it's kind of an interesting situation here.
Yeah, the fastest
That's not
time,
what I expected.
The fastest time I'm showing posted so far in the race belongs to Oliver Turan. The 33.41, and that is just about 600ths faster than anybody else. So he's got a little bit of a gap. Now we've got Mike Corvu running around pacing. We've got another lap here, so that'll put us out 35. We'll have 90 to go. And somehow, I don't understand how we keep getting this. Johnny Rocket starts second again.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a look here. I don't know if you can bring it up to see if people took tires or not. No, Johnny did not take tires there, but it looks like Oliver took tires. Or did Johnny take tires? I might have an issue with my my animations here. No, Johnny did not take tires there. He just filled his car up on fuel.
The I would say Brugg with an 8.6 second stop, and Dustin Barton with a 7.3, John Crutchley with a 7.4 were all cars that did not take anything but fuel. Turan, Gradler, Hottenbach, Rosinko, Hyde, Whitaker, Harris, Corey, Benish, stop moving, Lawson, Sargent. Goff had a 10.3 second, so that I hope he didn't try 2 tires, because that ain't gonna work. But yeah, there's 10 second faster stops. We have to assume those are gas only.
And what was Jason Benson's pit stop time there? He came down a couple laps later.
He is got such a little block there that it isn't even giving me a time yet. So Dustin Barton and
Benson
Johnny
did
Brugg.
not take tires, so he's doing what he needs to do here.
Yep, he is showing 16th place for it. We're going to roll around here with the unnecessarily hard left-hander from the pace car. And Johnny Rocket is going to take him with Dustin Barton on his outside. Lap 35, 90 to go till we crown a champion for season 21 of the No Toad Racing League, the ARCA series.
We're going to see some comers and goer here with the tire difference. I mean, Johnny's going to be out front, and he's going to, kind of start falling back into the clutches of the guys that had these fresher tires. And the guys on fresher tires here that are involved in the championship, they really need to go hard here, especially on this next lap, to try to get that fastest lap bonus point.
Yep, and
You see Willie Whitaker getting loose off the corner.
I think we got Oliver must have heard you. He's rolling by Dustin here for second. He is bringing Pepsi Kyle with him. It sure looks to me anyway. Dustin's going to ride that up high and see what he can do with him. Where has Roy Hyde gone? He is back in 7th position. I'm going to jump back here to 16th. Boy, that's a lonely look. I've seen that one far too many times. We got Benson just kind of hanging out, protecting the 6. You get a restart with new tires, old tires. Sometimes that doesn't mix real good. He's definitely got some sliding going on there. He's pedaling. You get these fast cars, slow cars, and sometimes they big into each other. So being back a little bit isn't necessarily such a terrible plan. We've got.
Looks like Oliver's starting to catch Johnny Brugg here. He's looking on the inside for the lead.
Yep, it is showing that he is taking the lead. We got some Oliver to the front, and now he's going to have a bonus point for leading laps.
Yeah, doing what he needs to do here. Johnny's led a bunch of laps here, so hopefully Oliver for his championship here can get a couple laps down and potentially kind of put him in a more secure position for the championship. So.
Yeah, well, leading a lap, and so far, and I mean, generally as this place rubbers up, it's not going to get any faster. I don't see anybody's times being close to that 33:41 he ran, so I mean, he may already have 2 bonus points in his pocket that are going to stay in his pocket.
Potentially, but it's also going to get colder as the night goes on, so I mean, colder temperatures can help kind of get that grip through the corners and kind of, just help with overall lap time. So, yeah, it's not over till it's over. If we get a late race restart, that could be part of the chaos that decides the championship.
Chaos is a good way to describe this place because it definitely has a fair amount of it. Just doesn't even try. I mean, this place is just kind of wild and does weird things and has weird problems. And here comes Roy Hyde. He knows that he's got to do something called catching up to the 002, and that's what he is aiming to do. He's harassing Johnny Rocket for 5th.
Yeah, so I talked about doing something kind of hard there for Benson, try to get on a different tire strategy. Roy Hyde and Oliver Turan, they're on the same tire strategy here. So Benson doing exactly what he needs to do, kind of have that extra set of tires that he has sitting in the pits currently. All he has to do here is, get this to go where he can, uh, you know, get a couple pit stops going on here and kind of come later in the race where he can save a set and hopefully not go a lap down before then.
And Oliver is now being stalked by Kyle Max. What do you think of that? I kind of like that. Who is up 12 positions currently. And definitely looks like he is all about coming out to lead some laps. And Kreidler's going to work on blocking Rob Hottenbach and trying to get by Kyle. We've got a three-way battle for second shaping up that is at the same time catching up to the leader. So we're gonna be getting all mixed up here real quick. The 99 and 78 are side by side. They're gonna try and get this figured out, and Hottenbach is just gonna kind of hang back there and see who's faster. And the problem is, you get side by side and nobody's faster. You just kind of get stuck there.
Yeah, the one thing for Oliver is just kind of keep your eyes, ahead of you. Just kind of focus on hitting your marks and not destroying your tires here. Because if you just get out there and you're just too focused on being ahead of people, your group might be fast and falls off the same. But if someone's behind that group and they're just kind of minding their P's and Q's, they might just blow by you with 10 or 15 laps left in the run, and they just blow your lead out of. Oh, caution!
Willie Whitaker's in the fence. Is apparently in turn 4.
Yeah, he's
Well, we're running through there. Oh, and Piercini again gets taken for a ride. Man, oh man. I think if it was me, I may consider just calling it a night and coming up here and talking to us in the booth. Because, my lord, Piercini has not had a good night. It's gonna run on him.
Yeah, and Matt didn't do anything there. Willie just looked like he started to get loose. These cars kind of do that.
Yep.
It's just one of those things you kind of have to start feeling happen and kind of get ahead of it. So, yeah, that's just a unfortunate thing there, and then kind of hitting the apron and then overcorrecting there into Matt Piercini and kind of potentially ruining Piercini's night there.
Yeah, it sure looked like, yeah, maybe not. I say it looked like 37 might have actually got down into the paint, but oh yeah, no, that was after. He over-rotated just like everybody else has been doing. And he got down and the nose / maybe left front touched the flat, and it just sent him. And it just straight back up he went. And Piercini was there with arms stretched out to catch him. And we've got Oliver Trant. We've got just about everybody showing that they're coming into pits.
Lucky dog coming high.
Yeah, it's just, what do you do with your tires here? I mean, that's so difficult. As you see, Oliver's coming off pit road. Does not look like Oliver took tires. I'm going to go back here and look at Roy. I wouldn't expect Roy to take tires. Nope.
No.
Didn't look like Roy took tires. Did Benson? I'm going to really just focus on our championship contenders here. But, yeah, this might hurt. The other guy, yeah, Benson took tires here, so Benson's going to have a tire advantage here. We just did a 10-lap run there, so you're going to have 10 lap different tires here, and if this kind of goes green to the end, this could, be that break that Benson needs. Not exactly what I was talking about by having a set of tires to the advantage, but you're gonna see someone like Benson here kind of coming back up through the field with that tire advantage. So this should be interesting here. I mean, this is being a very chaotic race. We're seeing cautions. We're seeing a bunch of different strategies here, and we're seeing a lot of cars leading. So yeah, this is just being crazy for the championship battle here.
Yeah, I have got the box up here for timing, and the boxes just populate up kind of lap by lap, so it takes them a little bit to get up here. But Benson, I mean, just like I said, you've got to do something different that everybody else is not doing. And we did get permission for Oliver. Royd had blipped out at the time. He's up here running up front. That I'm not gonna try and pull him in here and just. I don't want to pull him in here and end up, getting him offline and screwing him up. So,
or putting him in the wrong Discord channel.
Well, that ain't gonna affect his driving. He can just drive quietly. He's got a strong showing. I imagine Roy probably wouldn't matter anyway. But if we get something else again here, we may try and grab one of them. Benson. Talk to him. They're actually in a completely different Discord server, and I happen to know the people who run that thing, and it's not going to be safe for broadcast, so we'll probably leave him. We are coming up here, lap 48.
It looks like Matt Parasini and Willie Whitaker have both left the race, so unfortunate there, but kind of to be expected with the damage there.
Yeah, and then those are also points that are guaranteed to somebody, because now they're going to finish ahead of them. So, cars falling out actually helps the cars up front. So those who stopped, we're getting little numbers starting to show up here that are all in the 6 and 6.5 to 7.5 side. And it's just kind of blipping them up and around through everybody. It looks like most everybody just kind of stopped and took fuel.
No, we had a bunch of people there take tires, especially people that were on the disadvantage there who didn't take tires the first time. So, like I said, Jason Benson took took tires there as well. So, this will get pretty interesting here on the restart, especially with the 99 and the 98 staying out, and kind of having those older tires, and just kind of shuffling up the order here.
Well, we'll give it another couple of laps, kind of let this string back out, and we'll check it again. But what it's showing here, a lot of 6.4, 6.5s, and a couple of 7.5s as far as the actual pit stop time. So I don't know. We'll see. Is Kreidler gone? Got an amazing start there. So he's going to lead him through 1 and 2 with Rob Hottenbach pretty close in tow. We got Kyle Max. And there's Oliver. Oliver is running in 4th. And we got Marshall Harris, too. That is the other number 1. That's actually the 88, the Bass Pro Shops car, running in 5th position. It actually just lost that to Roy Hyde. The positions are shifting around pretty constantly here. Let's get a closer camera shot. There we go.
Yeah, Roy here is in a perfect position where he sees a rabbit in front of him that he needs to catch. He's got to put his head down here and get by Oliver here, because Oliver's got some bonus points. So he really needs to get by Oliver here and kind of stink up the show a little bit for Oliver, and to hopefully get back with the championship, as we see Marshall Harris getting really snappy off the corner there.
Yeah, Rafter and Rocket did a pretty good job of getting around him and not taking themselves or anybody else with them. Pop this pit stop time box up in here. So there, I'm looking, it looks like Brugg had a 14-seconder, Sid, Dustin Barton, Gary Sargent, John Crutchley, and Jason Benson, they all would have been the tire takers. Which, again, they're in that Discord channel, and that's kind of the things that go there, is kind of get some group think and discussion. So we have got the 305 trailing the 002.
Yeah, just this is through on the inside looking here. Roy Hyde's on the inside here. If he gets ahead of him, I believe Oliver at the moment currently has 2 bonus points. So we, who actually has the fastest lap currently?
Oliver is still showing that He's got a 34.10, or that was last lap. Where's best? 33.5. 33.41 is still showing as the fastest lap of the race.
And that is
still
by Oliver.
Yep.
Alrighty, so Oliver has a lap led. He also has a couple laps led. And he also has the fastest lap bonus here. So Roy Hyde really needs to kind of get on the move here, you know, get a couple positions here on him and hopefully kind of get a gap between the two of them to put himself in a situation. And like I said, he can't tie Oliver because if he ties Oliver, Oliver's going to win the tiebreaker by having the most amount of wins. And Roy, positionally, if he wins the race, and same goes for Oliver, if one of the two of them wins the race, the other mathematically cannot catch them regardless of bonus points. So that's as simple as I can make it for you.
So win and take it. And we've got Johnny Rocket hanging back here, and really, you can almost hear him just chomping at the bit to try and pass both of them, and he just isn't doing it. So I think he's very cognizant of the fact.
Good run here.
Yeah, he does. Up high. And here comes Sid on them new freshies. Roy is gonna almost. He's real close to having the position. There you go. He got it. Got it clear. Get up. There you go. Now Rocket's going to go ahead and come. That looked close. Johnny got down underneath, and Ollie come off the wall just a little bit and kind of chased him down. And quickly, the Rocket dispatches of Ollie, and now he's going to set his sights on Roy and maybe set him back another spot. Well, Roy might have enough to hold him back there momentarily anyway, but boy, that middle of the corner Rocket is definitely Rocket Man through the center. The in and the out don't look horribly different, but the center is unreal how much faster Johnny is.
Yeah, and you got to remember, Johnny's on pressure tires because Johnny did not take tires that first pit stop. As we're seeing in the background, kind of Sid Kushishian looking on the inside of Oliver Turan there, but not being able to stick his nose in. Yeah, no, they're sitting currently. Your points battle is sitting fifth and sixth here, with some fresh tires behind and Kushishian. So, yeah, we're sitting kind of in an interesting spot here. This looks very reminiscent of the 2011 championship battle between Edwards and Stewart. Just who ends up being the Stewart here, and who's the Edwards tonight.
And if they get into each other and both end up at the back of the pack, Benson just out there binding time and not tearing up equipment. So that's something to keep in thought too.
Yeah, it might be Benson might be sitting in the back of the pack here, just kind of saving his tires because, like you said, tire wear is important here. So yeah, you just sitting out in the back on fresher tires, so I think that's what he might be doing here in 14th. So yeah, still just sitting here 5th and 6th place, looking at Roy Hyde, kind of looking on the inside of Kyle Rusinko in the 78 Pepsi Max car. But yeah, just something you got to keep your eye on here. The battle for the lead. Creedler is still out front. He's been leading since the restart, so he might not be our main attention here, but thought I'd just at least say Kreidler, I forget.
Man, Sid was all kinds of sideways out behind Ollie. As we are closing in on halfway, John Kreidler leads us. I just felt like doing that. That's the only reason I stopped. But he's leading the way, and he runs up front a lot, and he still doesn't have a sponsor. Somebody ought to sponsor him. We could get some. Yeah,
Roy Hyde looks like he's going to get Rusinko here. Yep. And it looks like Sid's close enough to Oliver here. Sid's looking on the inside of Oliver.
He's definitely starting to look down on the inside there. Get a different angle. All right, so we're gonna trail in on here, and I don't know. Sid gets a run and then just kind of backs up and kind of gets to run again. I don't know. I kind of see the trying to stay low off the corner like you're talking about. And there he's got a run. Doesn't look like a super good run, but he does have enough to be on the inside. We get outside to side here as we get center of the corner. And Sid's got ollie cleared. Little bobble. Boy, that'd have been bad. That little bobble turned big real quick. So now we've got 2 positions between these two.
Yeah, and I think currently as they sit, with Oliver sitting currently with his 2 bonus points, yeah, it looks like they're just going to be tied here. Yeah, it's so extremely close here. So I think still Oliver in this situation is potentially going to kind of come out on top on the tiebreaker. But yeah, I think they'd be tied at the moment. But yeah, Johnny Brugg closing down here on Kreidler for the lead here as you see him on the back bumper with the lap car, James Lawson on the outside.
Rocket doing what Rocket does. Rocketing to the front and leading laps. We got the Turf Lords Johnny Rocket special. Up and around. You know, the colors are right. Johnny could sponsor Kreidler. You'd have 2 cars in the race. Like the Marlboro F1 cars back in the day.
Yeah, it was. If I would have known Kyle Rasinko was in here, I would have just put my Sexy Waltrip scheme on him.
You should put like Sexy Other Waltrip.
No, I've let AJ Benish just run my scheme, so it's just if I'm not in a race, there can be another Sexy Waltrip. He's just the honorary Sexy Waltrip for the day.
Well, that's fair enough. I could come up with the Fat Boy Special or something. And I don't know. I'd hate to see a car running up front that has sponsorship on it. It reminds me of Keselowski's truck team. So we're going to flip back through here. We have got running third.
Oh, Johnny
the Beard
Brugg's on
himself.
The inside of Kreidler for the lead. So, yeah, Johnny Brugg's the lead here, coming to lap 66. I know it's bad timing.
All night. All I got to do is get the camera off somebody and something happens. This is how we're going to end the season. I also, you know what, thinking of that real quick for the, I don't know, however many of you guys and gals decide that this is what you want to do with your time, the next season is actually going to kick off, at least with me, with Xfinity on Sunday. May 15th will be the next actual official season opening race. The 22nd might be able to do that, might not. Then starting after that...
Ooh, sorry, Kyle Rasinko just got super loose off the corner. My bad.
I heard Sid's like, "Ooh, hold on to it." Where you're going to have a new broadcast partner on Sundays, and pretty sure that know who that was and had actually used them before. Faded did absolutely great. He had some other things that was coming up for Sundays. They got some family stuff, young ones, and that gonna kind of wander around, and we're gonna split up some time between there. So you guys will be stuck with me a little. You'll have some actually really really good people. And the ARCA series is probably going to suffer for it. We may not have every single race broadcast like we did this season. And that's mainly because I've got a bunch of stuff kind of same things what Faded's got. Got some stuff coming up. So I'm going to put some on. I'm going to race some. We'll get a schedule kind of figured out. But you guys will see it pop up on YouTube Live that we're getting ready to go live. So that popped in my head that we won't be all the time, but we will get some of them in. I promise you I won't just leave you out and just leave you out in the cold for the whole season. We'll definitely get some of these broadcasts for you as we finish lap 69.
So Roy Hyde just passed Robert Hottenbach for third place. So Roy's sitting third. Oliver's starting to fall back a little bit. We see Al Corey running the high side there. He's been kind of all over him the last couple laps here. I think potentially we can see Al pass Oliver there in the next couple laps or two. Fortunately enough for Oliver, I think once Al gets by, that's going to be it for a while for him, as we see there's a 3-second gap behind Oliver to Dustin Barton. We currently have Roy Hyde sitting in third, but it doesn't look like too many people are catching him. I think potentially maybe you could see Sid Kashishian come back up there on the fresher tires, but yeah, this is kind of going the way of Roy Hyde now. So we had the beginning part of the race that went the way of Oliver Turan, and now we have the second part of the race where it's kind of going the way of Roy. So at what point do we potentially see the way of Benson, or you know, see our next curveball here?
Yep, we are 5 laps away, 4 laps now actually, from the end of Chapter 3. So we are past halfway, closing in on it as we're riding around here looking at Al Corey, just making laps. And that's, Al's one of the old guard here, like I've said a million times. He will take care of his stuff. He will beat you in tire wear, and he will out fuel mileage you. That's just going to happen. One notable not here is JC, also one of the originals, and maybe even better than Rafter at saving his equipment and tires and that. This is the kind of place that would just absolutely play right into his hands. Thought Rafter's going to look inside there.
Yeah, well, looks like Kyle Rosenko, a couple, when Sid was looking to go by him, he got a little loose off the corner. He was starting to get really testy there in his right rear. That was close there with Oliver getting close, clearing Kyle there. But yeah, no, so Oliver gaining another position back. Yeah, just got to focus on the tire wear here. We could potentially see Oliver maybe doing a really good job here and it not being all over here, and seeing him be able to get back in reach of Roy. Once again, I got to remind you, Jason Benson, not possible for him to win the championship if Oliver or Roy finish in the top 3. So Roy currently sitting in 3rd. It would be impossible for Jason to win if he if Roy finishes there or if Oliver finishes there. But yeah, once again, we're lap 73. We're looking at about as we see Creedler coming into the pit road.
Yep, cars are starting to roll in. Creedler is going to be the first on pit road. Let's see who else. It's just going to be Creedler. And then we're going to pop back. So that's going to put Roy Hyde up to 2nd behind Johnny Rocket, and leaves Oliver in 5th. So, I mean, that, if you get, Rocket pull in and Roy stays out, I mean, there's more laps led.
Yeah, like Roy needs to stay out here to get a lap led. So I don't know if Johnny knows that, or if Johnny's, I don't think Johnny's really playing for anybody. So I think you could see just Johnny pulling when he pulls in, and Roy pit a lap later just to get that lap led, which would be very important. Yeah, just got to focus here. So it looks like the 98 is going to be pitting this time.
Yep, we're going to see if we can catch the entry, because this is one of the harder places to get in, and Hottenbach did a beautiful job, man. That thing straight and narrow all the way down. He's going to roll her on down pit road, and we're going to jump back out to the leader. And oh boy, we've got Brugg, and we've got Roy, and then we've got Sid, and then we've got Oliver, and then we got Al. And back, worked his way up to 9th is Jason Benson. I got thinking about it, and, some of the strategy there, I think what might end up hurting him a little is, he's trying to do the opposite stuff, but even as they're doing that with tires, everybody else still stopped and got fuel. So, I mean, they're just stretching out on old tires, and, he's not really getting that offset where he's off-cycle pit stops of other people.
Yeah, just strategy here is difficult, especially now where we have a bunch of cautions where it's kind of thrown your original game plan kind of out the window. So I think you just got to focus on what you can control. I think potentially we can. Jason Benson already has a lap led, so does Oliver Turan. So yeah, Roy needs to just wait for Johnny to pit, or maybe thinks that he can undercut him and overtake him. And get that lap led, because that lap led is oh so important, especially when your championship rival has one and you guys are pretty much tied on points.
Well, and, I mean, we're pretty well looking. This is gonna basically we're looking at final stop right?
Oh, we got a car in the wall.
Yes,
The
we do.
66.
We got James. He's giving us a spark show. He's holding her up on the wall.
Yeah, he's just waiting for the field to go by, which is a good thing to do.
Yep, it's a good run. That's you know, me and James know each other's struggle.
Kyle
He's gonna do a little.
just had a crazy snap loose moment coming off the turn 2 there. Just went all the way below the white line on the infield, but didn't spin out.
I said I'd rather be lucky than good, man. All right, let's pop up our pit stop lap graphic, and we have got Kriedler in, Rosinko in, Hottenbach in, and we got 45 laps to go.
We just had Al Corey pass Oliver Turan, and it looks like Oliver got by Kashishian as well, so kind of having a bit of a coming and going here. I mean, I'm surprised to see that Oliver's kind of rebounded. Now he's...
Oh, we've got, where is Hottenbach?
Oh no, caution.
There he is. He is all mangled, and it did not show up. All right, well, we're going to go low-quality theater here, folks. It is not telling me that anybody I heard it on the comms. Oh, it was
we had
Nodge.
2 accidents there.
I heard Nodge saying go low, go low. So, we got Hottenbach here, comes up high, and Loop, oh, he was coming around.
The 88 of Marshall Harris, for some reason, got loose or something, and then he hooked it on the inside wall in the middle of the backstretch there. That was bizarre.
He was still full throttle. He was on the throttle all the way into the wall. I wonder if he maybe had his pedals or something came disconnected, because I mean it was full send onto the inside.
Yeah, it's just bizarre.
Yeah, we'll go bizarre. All
Looks
right,
like everyone
so
pulled down here to pit.
yep, and this I mean this will be coming out with 40 to go. This should be it. We're pretty well going for all the marbles. And you see Jason Benson in the background. He's going to stay out. Hottenbach, or no, Corvu is in the back there, and was that rear brake bias about got him. Got everybody coming down. Benson's got another lap led this way. So now is $1 million question: is Benson gonna stay out?
Well, Benson didn't lead that last lap, so
They should have a couple to go. If I can hit the right button. All right, and there goes everybody else. All right, so let's see if we can get everybody bunched back up, and then we'll kind of see where everybody lines up. Because right now it's showing me as Benson, Brugg, Hyde, Turan, which looks to be about right. They were off pit road, looked to be back to back. But we've got Kyle Max behind. Is he gonna be a wave around car, or did he get the lucky dog? I'm pretty sure my timing is way screwed up here.
Kyle is 1 lap down currently, so I think he's gonna get the or he was a lap down, so he's probably gonna get the wave around here.
Yep, there's the 68. Okay, so yeah, there was Brugg going back by. Yeah, I think it was just from having the lappers in there. The SDK stuff's good, but it does have its moments. Well, we've got a second. We're going to look through here, and I see nothing faster than 33:41. So with 40 laps left in this one, Oliver Turan has the fastest lap in the race, and we're getting ready to come up with one more. So I think we might stick a fork in that one. Looks like the 88 of Marshall Harris is done. It's got no right front on it. And what do we have? We've got the yeah, it is trying to show me and Cooper. That's weird. I don't know. I'm not sure why SDK is doing that to us, guys. But that is Ollie and Brugg going to be on the first row here. Hyde and Rafter will be the second row. Sid and Dustin Barton will be the third row. Sarge and AJ Benish will be your fourth row. Crutchley and Benson will be the fifth row. And yeah, so I think there was just kind of a mix-up there between Naj and Hottenbach, and there comes Roy peeling in.
So I was just about to mention that. We currently are looking at a 39-lap run to the finish here. So fuel's looking tight. So Oliver not thinking he should come down to kind of top off. I think Roy kind of just looked at how the fuel mileage went and just goes, hey, I need to make sure I can go to the end here on fuel. But if we get kind of the rash of yellows here, I think that's gonna really screw Roy here.
Yep. So Roy has went and done a quick pit stop and is now on his way. Oh boy, 40 to go. So, does anybody have tires left at this point?
I'm not too sure. I think potentially we could see some people that might have a set left, but I mean, yeah, I think you have your set left for the late race yellow here. I only remember, or maybe they don't. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I'm just guesstimating here that we're probably more than not we're on our last set of tires. I think we're probably have made our bed and that's where we're going to be laying.
Oh man, Roy Hyde had to start all the way at the end of that long line of wave arounds there. That is very unfortunate. He is currently in ninth, but he started way behind a bunch of people there.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking. That's kind of a ballsy call, to be dead honest with you, of being able to start, shotgun on the field. Unless you're sure you just can't do anything to save a little bit of fuel. But, I mean, hopefully that's what he's got to get to the end. But that, man, I don't know that I'd want to pull that off. We got Johnny Rocket is gone, and Rafter is now running second. So we got Oliver behind him, so if nothing else, we got a couple cars between Oliver and racking up all the points for leading all the laps.
Yeah, Johnny Briggs looks like he's going to do a pretty good job here, like you said, with the lap car, with getting the laps led here. But it's not over till it's over here. We got Al behind him. We got Oliver, who I think is really your only contender there for getting the laps led outside of Creedler. But Creedler's all the way back with Roy. So yeah, just interesting with just the strategy here.
Yeah, 305 and 99 are, they've been just as fast as Johnny Rocket. Oliver's been just as fast. I was wondering earlier how many hundreds of laps Oliver's turned this week. I bet he's probably done 1,000 laps around here. Hottenbach still had a fast repair to use. His that pretty Miller High Life machine is back up and mojigating around the track the way it should be. Sarge is on like his 6th or 7th life of the 9 that cat has. I won't tell you the story about what I saw home. I'll tell you what. The 98 got a big wobble off the nose of the 99 coming off the 2. Whether or not he just turned or got a little help, I don't know. But he saved it. No harm, no foul. Got Lawson on pit road. And we've got Oliver and
We got Gary Sargent in the wall.
Okay, well maybe he's on his 8th life then. But yeah, and there's the 305 going around, and so is the 98.
No.
Oh boy.
Oh, AJ Benish just got loose in the second groove and started coming down the track, just a product of being loose. Roy, unlucky there, just kind of getting into him, and God, that's
man, and then Rob took him the rest of the way. Wow.
His race still isn't over. we're within the range to kind of make it here on fuel to the end. So Roy can kind of get his fast repair here, and if he's got a set of tires left, he can bolt on a set of tires, or maybe thinking that there might be a later yellow, kind of saving that tire. But yeah, I mean, it's not over for him yet, but it just got a whole lot more difficult.
Yep, absolutely, man. That is kind of gut wrenching. Yeah, it's AJ just was, just sideways and was getting it checked up, and oh man, yep. Well, I was telling these guys on Discord, I just had this feeling we were going to have a lot of cautions tonight, and now that it's happened, I'll say it. I just kind of have this feeling somebody was going to hit the 305. My ESPN was going. So we've got takers on pit road, of course. We've got cars that are damaged that, they've probably already used their fast repair. We've got cars that, don't want to use it because well, the way we're going. So the 305 is going to roll back out, showing me 10th right now. Oliver perusing up front, and yes, you saw it. Old Sticky Fingers himself is coming along like he is going to maybe stick a championship in his pocket. See what I did there? That's called a play on words, Kyle.
Yep, just trying to keep up here with kind of what happened and when to kind of see where the stack up.
Oh, you've got a math pop quiz you're trying to do? All right, I will keep making bad puns because, nothing people like more than that. But yeah, Oliver Turan, he's got a lap lead. He has got the fastest lap still. There's still nobody showing faster. So, he's got 2 bonus points. We got the Stay Puffed. I think he did get that one earlier, getting a bonus point there.
Yeah, he got one super early, but that one that he stayed out earlier for, I'm not sure how iRacing scores it, but yeah, he was not scored the leader at the line. It was still Johnny on that particular one, so he stayed out a lap, but he didn't really gain anything from it because he didn't get marked as the lap leader. I am kind of ignorant to how the scoring system works for iRacing, but at least he got a lap lead earlier that I can confirm.
Okay, so yeah, we know he's got at least the point for that. I mean, it doesn't exactly help a whole lot. I mean, still got a long way to go, but you got the point, and I mean, things are we're ending the 4th of 5 chapters here, and we're starting to look, maybe things are looking up for that 42. Just like you said earlier, at what point of the story does it start to turn the way of the 42? And, the end is a pretty good time for that to happen.
Yeah, and then also at the other end of the stick here, Roy got to come down and, take his fast repair, but he also got to fill up on fuel. So they're a little close on fuel here. I'm not sure how close. This caution definitely helps people get closer to the finish. But, yeah, I think potentially Roy here is at least securing that he's going to make it to the end.
Oh, yeah, there's only 30 laps to go when they come back by. Lights are out on the pace car, so we'll be coming back by.
Well, the thing is you said they definitely, but it's still, I would be unsure about Oliver, because we said you can make it like 38 to 40 laps on fuel.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking about Roy.
Conservative. So Ollie pretty much anyone there that didn't pit is kind of closer on fuel than you'd be necessarily comfortable with, including Benson. So, but yeah, Benson kind of in a position here to kind of put his hat in the ring.
Right. Roy's only a couple rows back there, and yeah, I mean, Roy is all but guaranteed enough fuel to get there. Unless they had some sort of issue where they, for whatever reason, wouldn't have put enough gas in it. But I mean, that generally doesn't happen if you're using, crew chief or something like that. But we're gonna come back around. We're gonna have 30 laps to go to decide the Monday Night ARCA champion on the No Toad Racing Network. I'm going to see if we get 30 green flag laps. I honestly just don't think on here. I mean, we got cars that have been on pit road 5-6 times already. I think we're going to see it some more. We're going to get them racked up, and if the cameras can figure out where the leader is, which it can't, so here we go. And Oliver Turan leads Rafter down into turn 1 with the Marshmallow Mobile hot on his hands. Actually, not hot on his hands at all, because Oliver got launched out of a rocket with a missile taped to the top of that car. He gone, and he gone bad. Man, did he get a start. So we've got Oliver just checking out on everybody. And we got Rafters going to be the second place car. Looking back at the madness, we got Sid sideways. Oh, man, Sid. Whew, man, why you got to do that to my heart? Wow. All right, so we'll jump back here to Benson. We're running in third. And we got sideways skid mark Sid here running in fourth. We got Dustin Barton in fifth. We got Johnny in sixth. We got Roy in seventh. And it's going to take Roy some work. And here comes the Rocket Man. And there you get faster cars like this. I mean, it's harder to pass cars up front than it is in back, because the cars up front are faster. And this is kind of the issue that you run into, is you get these battles, and it's either too wide or not wide enough for this thing most of the time. The camera's here, but so we got Roy. Oh, that was a little sparking off the one car. Johnny decided he was going to customize the right side of this car a little bit and rub her up against the wall. Let's see if Roy's going to roll high, see if he can get the momentum and get around Dustin Barton doing that. Meanwhile, Oliver is out. He's got about a 4/10 lead over Rafter. He's got about another 4/10 or so over. Oh, that was 19's up in the wall. Yep, it's finally unstuck. That drunk girl at 2 a.m. said, man, you got to watch her. She grabs on. She's got like lobster claws. She's clunk. Gotcha. Jump back up here and see what it looks like from Rafter. He's heading up front, looking at Ali, looking in the back, looking at Johnny Brugg, who is dispatched of Benson already. That's the thing with Brugg. He don't stay behind people. He's too fast for that stuff. But we're just gonna ride here with the Canadian tires. And that rocket mobile is getting bigger and bigger in the mirror. Here he comes.
Yeah, I think
not taking long.
I think Roy's kind of sick pretty here. Kind of, at least on the secure strategy. I'm nervous for Oliver. I don't know if he's going to make it on fuel here. I know it's going to be not super close. It's going to be super close here. It's not like he's got to stretch it all too much, but yeah, it's just trying to be out front and maintaining that gap over Roy. And Roy has the luxury now of fresh tires and a fast repaired car, but he's doesn't have the track position. So yeah, all things are set up as we see as Al said he's letting Johnny by.
Yep. So it's easier to just let the rocket have it. So now we're gonna see if he can cash in and catch up. But watch this box here, the Bold Battles box. You guys haven't seen that one for a while, because a lot of these things have been either way too close or way too far away to bother using. Oliver is right above Johnny. Johnny's a car we're actually on, so he's in the middle here. So this is showing the cars, 2 cars ahead, 2 cars behind. John Barton is out. So I'm not even sure why it's showing him seconds down, because he's out. But anyway, so Oliver is 1 second ahead. Al Corey is 3/10 back. Benson 7/10 back. Ollie is doing pretty much everything Ollie needs to do. He's out front. He's leading laps. He's just working on bonus points. We have now finished the first 4 chapters. We are 2 laps into the final chapter. We got 23 to go. The O2 is just putting laps down, and that's all he really needs to do.
Yeah, he needs to, put up a bunch of laps here, but he potentially has an opportunity here to snag the most laps led, but it's going to be close. I haven't really calculated how many laps have been led, but I've just been writing down who has been in the lead when it happens. So, yeah, just the gap kind of staying more consistent than I was expecting it to be, especially with Johnny coming down pit road when he did. So yeah, and Johnny just got gapped about 2/10 that lap. So yeah, Oliver doing a really good job out front. Just hope he's not burning up those tires.
Well, they say mind the gap, and that gap is holding pretty steady. So I'd say they're minding it pretty well. Just right out of second. But really, that's you've got a 1 second lead over second place, and a pretty good 2 2/2 over the next closest to you in the points battle. And Hyde's got back around Benson. Unfortunately, guys, as much as I would love to be able to just make all kinds of sticky fingers and thievery of this, that, and the other, I'm not sure we're going to be able to pull that off. We're going to jump back here on Roy, look back at Benson.
But it does look unlikely at the moment.
Well, you know how I keep taking the camera off people and something happens to them? We were just riding with Ali, and now I just switched back to Roy Hyde, and I said something bad about Vincent. So I'm doing what I can. Oh, wait, we're supposed to be neutral in this, so... but yeah, no, we're winding down. We got 20 to go. Brugg is actually losing time to Ali. Al is also losing time to him. Roy is the only one that's actually holding and gaining time. He's actually made half a tenth up, and then loses it immediately going into turn 3. So what do I know? But Benson's kind of holding right in there with him. Roy really isn't in Benson's enemy right now. It's Ollie, and Ollie just been kind of browbeating these guys all race, really.
Yeah, Ollie. I mean, I'm surprised that he's not a skill thing, just on tires. I was pretty sure that Brugg was going to be able to kind of charge back up either on conserved tires or in fresh tires. I'm not sure. Kind of missed that last pit stop, kind of what they did. But yeah, Roy Hyde up into 3rd place. So yeah, Roy's not done and over yet. He's got 2 seconds gap, and we got about 17 or so laps left. So if you're Ollie, you got to hope that you have enough tire underneath you that you're not just going to fall off the cliff here and potentially drop that 2 seconds back to Roy here.
Yep. And Rocket is holding just over a second and a tenth. But how hard is he going to fight anybody who catches him? Granted, it's a good story, man. You got the top 4 in points running in the top 5. Everybody's in there. To Brugg's, I don't remember what it was, 7th, right? Wasn't that what he was sitting in? No, that was Sid. I'm sorry, Rocket. I don't remember where he was sitting in points wise, but the point of it is these guys always finish up front, and that consistency is what got them to to this point. So. None of them can really hang their head in shame. It doesn't matter if you're, 1st or 5th. This group, just over the last 2 seasons with the Toads, has gotten immensely faster and so much more competitive. Before this season, Sarge had said that usually a top 10 is what he considered a good one, and he was going to think a top 25 was going to be, showing some competency with this group of how fast they are. And this shows it. These guys, any of the top 5 walking in here, if it wasn't for those other 4, would have walked away from all of this and left us for dead on the side of the road. So it's a hard fought battle, and whoever ends up walking off with it definitely deserves it.
Yeah, we got a new contender here in the top 5. We had Kyle Rosinko in this last while you were talking there, blowing by Al Corey and Jason Benson there. So maybe an alternate strategy with tires. Maybe he was able to save a set during that whole run. But just wanted to double check with you real quick. Oliver Turan still has the fastest lap, correct?
I am still showing that he does. Yes, sir. I'm trying to look at the last stop that Rosinko made. He made a 15-second stop before. That had been the caution before the kind of that quick second caution, and then just did a 6.3 second stop. So yeah, he looks like he may have had tires that are kind of in the ballpark. Yeah, he's definitely not on like super old tires. And Oliver is walking off. He is gaining another couple tenths from Brugg. He's still holding Hyde, which, Hyde's gaining in, but he's still right at 2 seconds. Rasenko's 3.5 back. Benson's just another tenth and a half or so back from him. Then Alcori's running 4 seconds back. I mean, really, honestly, without something happening, we may very well. There was a squeaky up against the wall. Who did that?
I think it was Kyle Rasenko potentially entering the corner there. But yeah, Oliver needs to just be careful here. Your tires are finite. They're not going to grow back. You really have to keep care of them. Roy is, catching just steadily, like very, very, very incrementally. So I don't think it's anywhere close to over yet. I think Roy potentially, either he's pushing really hard here and we're going to see him kind of fall off, or potentially Oliver's kind of pushing to keep a gap there. And, you might see Oliver drop back to Roy with Johnny Brugg kind of chilling there in the middle. What's Johnny going to do in this whole play here?
Oh, he was asking Roy which way he wants to go. So Johnny's going to let him go. And as fast as he caught him, we're going 10 to go, and Roy Hyde just made up about 7/10 of a second over the last 3 laps. So
yeah,
this ain't over.
And we have 10 laps to go here, and if, regardless of mathematics and laps led and whatever, if you win this race and you're Oliver or Johnny, you win the championship, hands down. So.
Yeah, saying Ollie is trying to plead with Johnny that he should have maybe tried to hold the 305 up a little bit. Johnny's having none of it. Johnny being an admin here, he said, hey, I want to watch you guys duke this thing out. But now it looks like fun and games time is over as we're getting single digits to go. That 1 1/4 is holding at 1 1/4, which what that looks like from the nose, it's almost half the straightaway. We got Roy. Roy's not going to do something stupid and bomb it in, but he just gained a 10th and a half. He gained about 18 hundredths right through turn 1 and 2. So,
well, he's at the point now where he's got to gain more than a 10th a lap. So he's hoping that Oliver can kind of fall back into him, or maybe Oliver makes a mistake here under pressure. But yeah, we're going to have a little close battle here. I think I'm just going to tell you the gap across the line every lap here.
You gained across there. That was showing me 1.05. We're looking at
went from 1.2 to 1.0 here, so Roy is closing.
We're riding on. See the 305. The only thing we're not getting is a key in the mic going, here, kitty, 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 kitty. Oliver has got just a right out of 1 second gap. Roy's got that thing rotating. You can see that little bit of a twitch. He's coming through there, but he gained another 10th. There's a 0.92 as he hits the line. And he's just sitting at 1 as he's a little easier into the corner. But from center off, he is making it, but is it going to be too little too late? He's got a 9/10 of a second deficit, and he's only got 6.5 laps to go.
Yeah, he's got to hope that Oliver starts falling off here, that he can find a little bit of extra pace. You can kind of see Oliver kind of getting a smart little exit there. He's kind of tighty. He's not really washing it out, so he's not really hard on that right rear exiting. Even there. Oliver gained a little tiny bit, 0.01 seconds there that last time by. But yeah, it just needs perfect laps here from Oliver, and Roy needs to just put in just best laps he's seen in his life.
Down to 0.87 down the back straightaway, and we're going to have 2 lapped cars that are currently occupying a lower and a middle line that at least the leader Oliver is going to have to get through.
It's John Barton and Gary Sargent.
Yep. Johnny's trying to radio to them guys to let them know. Right now, that doesn't seem to be an issue for the lappers. They're just going to go ahead and stay side by side with it, and we'll just let that see what happens. Apparently, there we go. Ollie's going around there. There's JB and I thought he was out of there. It was showing out. JB and Sarge, they get up out of the way there. See if let Roy go on by, and he should roll through there behind him. But yeah, that just killed him a full 10th, just right there on the entry. With 4 to go, that boy, catching traffic in weird spots. Definitely doesn't.
Yeah, and the traffic's in their own battle there, so.
Yeah, definitely not faulting them. Everybody's on that track. Got him cleared. 3 to go.
Yeah, Roy needs to just put some hard laps in here. Oliver looks tidy out front. I think it's Oliver's race to lose at this point with Roy coming to him.
Yeah, I think everything they had is kind of leveled out, and they're just going to stay about at a second. But the Streamer Dreamer, he's got 2 more times around. He's going to
that
get
last
by,
corner
James
didn't look
Lawson.
too tidy there.
No, and it cost him a 10th. Well, about a 10th and a half now. He's only got 2 more. I mean, he can lose 2 more tenths, and that's really not going to hurt him.
Yeah, James Lawson there on the outside, trying to stay out of the way here.
Yep, gets up high, lets Oliver by, and try to probably stay up high for Roy too, and let him have the bottom. Yep, goes on up there, and boy, it's going to be Miller time here. We got 1 lap to go. Sponsored by absolutely nobody. 1 to go on the No Toad Racing Network. Oliver Turan working around to claim his first No Toad Racing League championship in the Monday Night ARCA Series, Season 21. In 20 years of the No Toads racing together, we've never had an Oliver Turan win. Never had him win a championship. So put that in the history books. Working through 3 and 4, and he just blanked out. What?
Oh, okay, no, he's good. He came back.
There, he's back for come across the line. I was like, oh my God. All right, Oliver Turan wins the race, wins the championship. Hell, he's talking. He's going to pop the champagne of beers. Roy Hyde's going to finish second in both. Johnny Brugg's going to come across the line third. Benson is going to come across in fourth. Al Corey finishing fifth. That is just a tight battle. It's just what it is. Do that.
Yeah, good job there by Oliver Turan. You get to see him burn it down there. Yeah, just a great year there. I mean, just really, really good consistent finishes. I think he finishes as I need to double check that. I think he might be the only 2-time winner we have in this series this year. So, or no, he's one of a handful. But yeah, or no, he's a 3-time winner. He is your wins leader for this year.
Yeah, he had a great year. I mean, and Ollie has ran out of gas doing burnouts. Oh man, what an ending. So they are now going to destroy his car. Everybody is apparently running out of fuel. Oliver, these guys are wrecking into your car because it ran out of gas. You are the champion. How does it feel? It was really, I mean, it came down to yours to lose. I mean, you had these guys covered pretty good.
Oh, I'm talking over the iRacing channel.
Yeah, I needed to say something.
Yeah,
You drank
it
them too
feels
early.
great to tell you. Yeah, it feels great. Woo! Pop in some champagne and beers. Never won anything like this. What a season. Man, this is a lot of fun. Come on and check out No Toad Racing League, everybody.
It was absolutely super. Just tight. I mean, I don't know how many times that we were riding with you and then had that one of them moments because we thought something was getting ready to happen or just did, and it was nothing short of awesome. It was fun to watch,
I left
man.
nothing. It left nothing in reserve on that last bit. I knew it was going to be tight on gas. I was saving as much as I could, and Roy was running me down. I mean, another 5 laps, Roy would have been back in my bumper, and it would have been his to lose at that point. But I'm glad I was able to come out on top, and yeah, good racing by everybody tonight.
Yeah, you did a good job this season. I wanted to say that you're really, really consistent, and you did a really good job throughout the season. But on top of that, you are the wins leader with 3. You top Johnny Brugg and Dustin Barton sitting at 2 apiece. So yeah, good job, man, over the course of the season, kind of making sure you come out on top here.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and I know Roy just popped in the broadcast booth here as well. Good racing with you all year, Roy, and I look forward to next season.
Oh, you as well. It was a blast. It was a fun season. Thanks you guys for having me.
Thanks for coming out and making it interesting. Runner-up, first season's not bad. How close were you? I mean, I know you were getting close to being able to run him down, and then the gap just kind of stopped closing.
Yeah, I got to about 9/10, and I hit a wall. I couldn't gain on him, and he couldn't pull for me. But I think I used my stuff up a little bit too much trying to get through the field there after that last caution, and just used a little bit too much getting through the field. Didn't have anything left for him. I don't think even if I would have got to him, I could have probably passed him by the end of it.
It was, I mean, it was an exciting race.
Oh, there was all kinds of drama, wasn't there? Like we had
The entire thing.
fuel lotteries going on.
Times. Yeah,
fuel strategies going on. People, a lot of early wrecks, which was kind of weird because normally you don't have a lot of them. Cautions at Homestead, but yeah, again, tire strategy. Some people on old tires, some people on new tires, and restart shenanigans, the whole 9 yards. I think we had a little bit of everything tonight.
Yeah, so we saw there, we had that accident there where AJ Binish got a little loose there, and you got on the side of him. That was a real hindrance to your race, but I think also it kind of puts you in the boat of having enough fuel there to get to the end. I know Oliver said he ran out of fuel there trying to do his burnout, but yeah, how close was fuel there for both you guys?
If it would have went green, it would have been really close. I was going to clutch it for a little while to save about a lap of fuel. But once I made that pit stop, I was great on fuel. And yeah, the 7 he got loose. That kind of stuff happens. It's not a big deal. I mean, it happens. Like I said, I hope he's not worried about it or anything like that if he is. But yeah, it just put us in a bad spot and had to recover from it. But we put ourselves back there by kind of dipping down at the very last second, top off on fuel right there before that restart. So I put myself back there. So it's really, it's how it goes.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had enough for overtime, so I mean, strategy call there, and I even considered going in there and taking my last set too, but I mean, it worked out in my favor.
Yes, it did.
It was a great season, you guys. It was fun to watch. Just absolutely nail biting at the end. I mean, it just came down to time and a gallon of gas and 8 laps on tires. That was pretty awesome. We appreciate it. I'm assuming we're going to see you guys back for season 22.
That's the plan as of now.
Yeah.
All right.
But, yeah, wouldn't miss it.
It's really great that the entire season comes down to literally 9/10 of a second on the last lap, and if we would have had one more lap, I think I would have ran him out of fuel. So, it was great season.
Yep. All right. Thank you, guys. We're going to put you guys back over into just the open chat because I'm sure that's probably where you weren't, and we're going to pop this over to a strong third place finisher, Mr. Sticky Fingers Benson. How'd your race go?
Well, I think
Fourth place.
Yeah, I think it went pretty good. It was as good as I could do tonight. Those guys were just really, really amazing. Tough guys to beat, tough guys to race, and I'm not really surprised with how it turned out, but it was a blast.
Well, it was moving back and forth, and we were kind of kind of broke this thing into chapters, just like 25 lap chapters. And we had a real strong Roy chapter, then we had a real strong Oliver chapter, and it was like, well, when's it going to turn? And boy, we got into chapter 4, and all of a sudden things were looking Benson, and it really looked like you three may very well just finish underneath a blanket, and it was gonna take all the math Kyle had been doing all race to figure out who was actually the winner.
Yeah, I mean, there was possibilities there, and I pretty much had to bet on some bad luck going their way. So I can't be upset with the race. It was a really good finish for me, a really good season for me. I got my top 5 finish, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, solid run. I mean, only a couple seasons in, and going from running with the scrubs in the back like that 96 car, and now finishing top 5 in points and getting a win, and fighting for wins in top 5s just about every race. All in all, say worse things could happen.
Definitely, and it's a work in progress. Come back next season and try to be a contender.
Right on. We're gonna throw this one to the wolves. Season 21 for the No Toad Racing League and the No Toad Racing Network coming to a close. Like I said, we're gonna take a little time off, not anything real massive, but we're gonna do a little time off. We'll be back. We'll show you some more races, and hopefully you guys are nice to each other while we're out. Be nice, everybody. We will see you on the next one. Congratulations again, Oliver Turan, Season 21 champion.
Good job, buddy. P1 right there.